2 to go indication given at the line. Strong tonight. Final event of the evening. Ronnie Maynard, Mark Mason, Joe Ellert, Brandon Barkus, Andrew Royer, Casey Spillers, your front 3 rows. Your fast qualifier tonight, Tommy Cook coming from 7th position inside of row 4. Next time around, we'll turn them loose. Field picks up the pace on the backstretch into the middle of turn 3, off of 4, and green flag. Maynard washes up the track, able to stay off the 71 of Mason. Ronnie Maynard Jr. into the front. Mason trying to hang tough on the outside. Barkus around the outside of Ellard. He'll go up into the 3rd position. One lap in the books. Ellert now fighting back on the inside of Barkus. Maynard still not able to clear the 71X of Mason. Maynard, Mason, Ellert, and Barkus still side by side. Royer and Spillers also door to door behind him. Tommy Cook looking for a way to get through. Tommy Cook boxed in behind him. Everidge and Gerhardt also searching for a racing room to get to the front. Now Cook to the inside of Spillers. Royer now is drawn even with Barkus. Last Saturday night's feature winner, Brandon Barkus, having trouble 3 wide on the backstretch. Barkus dropping back. Cook and Spillers both get by. Seven laps in, Maynard, Mason, Ellert. Caution out for Bruce Wendell in the 81. Coming back to green, Maynard down on the inside, Mason up high, green flag, we're back racing. Mason with a good run on the top side, but Maynard still nosing out in front, gets a good run into 3. Oh, and Deitch around in the 7, he keeps it rolling. Caution is out though. Checking over that car back pit side. Tough break for Deitch. Looks like he's done for the evening. And we're back on the gas. Green flag. 7 laps in. Better start this time for Mason as he edges out in front down the backstretch. Maynard digging hard down low. Royer and Ellert right behind him. Maynard in the 58 now, able to get a good run through 1 and 2. Clears Mason. He'll fall in line in front of Ellert, who still has Royer to his right door. Two cars starting to break away, Maynard and Mason. Ellert still has Royer to his outside. Spillers and Cook. Here comes Casey Spillers. Thinks about 3 wide, has it in there, gonna have to give him the room. Power move by Casey Spillers, gets around Royer. Now he has drawn even with Ellert on the back stretch. Maynard, Mason, now Spillers gonna try to take away third. Caution out for the 24 of Andrew Royer. Caston Everidge in the 62 getting a little aggressive in 1 and 2. Got into Andrew Royer, 24 went around, so Caston Everidge going to have to restart at the tail of the field. Green flag back in the air. Maynard pushes a little wide in the corner, allows Mason to get a good strong run again. 71X Mark Mason trying to hang with Maynard. They stretch it out over Spillers and company. Here comes Tommy Cook to the top side. Your fast qualifier. Cook up and around Ellert. Move Cook up the 4th. Problem for Joe Ellert in the 3. Joe Ellert down into the infield. Looks like that car is out of power. Still wheel to wheel up front. Maynard and Mason. Mark Mason hanging tough on the outside. That battle has allowed Spillers and Cook to close up on your leaders. Wendell in the 81 goes around by himself. Second spin tonight for Bruce Wendell in the 81. Lineup's good, we'll double them up. White flag at the line next time around. We'll go back green. Wendell once again rejoins at the back of the pack. Maynard chooses the inside again. Mason up high, gonna try one more time. Try to make this restart stick. Trying to get a good jump. Maynard has to get on the binders, green flag. Each time Mason able to hang with Maynard for a couple of laps, but has been unable to clear him so far. Once again, Maynard just a slight advantage, 15 laps in, 25 to go now. Maynard back to the top spot. Here comes Spillers. Spillers and Cook lurking now. Down on the inside, here comes Casey Spillers. Ronnie Maynard out in front. 2 by 2 behind him. As Royer thinks about going to the inside of Cook, nothing doing. Mason now back to the outside's got it wound up. Maynard kind of holding up traffic. So far, Mark Mason able to hold off the advances of KC Spillers. Cook still biding his time back and forth. Royer right there keeping contact with the leaders. Halfway at the start-finish line. Ronnie Maynard so far wire to wire. As we got 20 in the books, 20 to go. Mason still wound up on that top side in the 71X. Spillers still digging down low. 4-car breakaway. Couple of car lengths back to Royer. A few more back to Gerhardt and Barkas. Leaders got lap traffic right in front of them. The 18 of Gene Stanley. First car going to go a lap down here, just a couple of car lengths in front of Maynard. Stanley goes to the inside, allows the leaders to go up high. Maynard now a car length advantage over Mason as they all run on the line, top 5. Royer a little sideways in turn 4. Spillers now finally able to make the pass on Mason. He tries the crossover in turn 4, not gonna work. 14 laps to go. Mason now back to the inside of Spillers as that crossover might just work. Spillers trying to work the outside of Maynard. Ronnie Maynard Jr. holding that bottom line, offering the outside to anybody who wants to try to take it. So far, Mason couldn't do it. Now Spillers might have to try it as he's right on the back bumper of Maynard. Problems for Austin. Austin Maynard in the 29 had all kinds of problems in 3 and 4, was able to right the ship. Now Casey Spillers is spun out in the infield. No caution so far as he's down out of harm's way, but Casey Spillers, who was running in the 2nd position, has spun to the infield. Ten laps to go. We stay green. As Spillers was chasing the lead, Maynard able to hold on. Spillers is now in the infield. Leaders once again approaching lap traffic. Wendell, Maynard, and Jack in the 41, about a half a straightaway in front of your leaders as we're working lap number 33. It'll be 7 laps to go at the line as Maynard getting pressure from Mason once again. Looks like Tommy Cook falling back a little bit. Caution out for the 81 of Wendell again. Final event of the night here at the Angola Motorsport Speedway. Mark Mason gonna try to make one more run at Ronnie Maynard Jr. Tommy Cook, your fast qualifier. Gonna cool the tires down, also make one more run at the leaders. Green flag, we're back racing. Elkins goes around, Stephen Woods trying to avoid, and he will. And just like that, caution back out. This time, fast Freddie Elkins, who was running inside the top 10, goes around. Eight laps remaining for Ronnie Maynard Jr. Once again, chooses the inside, coming back to green. Mason, Cook, Royer, and Barkas still within striking distance. Quick restart this time. Fast pace into 3. Cook gets sideways. Something wrong with Reinhardt. Green flag. Sparks out of the back of the 66 of Reinhardt. He locks it down. Something severely wrong on Reinhardt. We stay green. Mason still right alongside of Maynard. Bishak in the 31. Derek Bishak in the 31 rolls back up onto the top of the speedway, but he went off the backstretch and went for a ride in the 31. Half a lap away from going green now as the field works the backstretch. Maynard Mason, Cook, Royer still your top 4. Once again, a screaming fast pace coming to the restart. Shaking things up a little bit. We go green. This time a strong restart for Maynard. Now Cook gonna look to the inside of Mason. So Mark Mason, not one of his better restarts of the night. Able to recover though as Mason looks to the outside of Maynard. He clears Cook on the backstretch. Tommy Cook fighting a loose race car as he gets sideways the entrance to turn 3. Still Maynard and Mason, they're able to get away. Royer now trying to make a move on Tommy Cook. Caston Everidge has fought his way through the field. Very impressive run for the youngster Caston Everidge, who went to the back of the pack early on in this race. Now has cracked the top 5. 4 laps to go at the line now for Ronnie Maynard. Here comes Everidge to the inside of Royer. Move the 62 up to 4th now as Caston Everidge running out of laps though as he's right up on the back bumper of Tommy Cook. 3 laps to go. Maynard has Mason right in his tire tracks. Cook, Caston Everidge, Andrew Royer. Two laps to go. Maynard hanging on, running that low line. Mason not able to make up ground. Cook just out of reach. Here comes Everidge right to the back bumper. White flag this time. 1 lap to go. Lap traffic not an issue as Maynard has clear track in front of him. 2 car length advantage. Final time into turn number 3 off of 4. Wire-to-wire win for Ronnie Maynard. Mason has to hold on to 2nd. Cook, Everidge, and Royer, your top 5 finishers.